My dear students, I am Priyanka Koiri, and the chapter that we are discussing is light reflection and refraction. So, today we are going to start from where we have left in the earlier class. But before going to that, let us recall what we have learned. Okay, so in the last class, I told you about reflection, the two laws of reflection, and also about spherical mirror, the types of spherical mirror, concave and convex, and the various terms related to spherical mirrors, where we learned about the focus, center of curvature, focal length, about all those terms in detail with diagram. And in the last class we also studied about reflection by spherical mirror. And in today's class we will learn about image formation by spherical mirrors, and the first spherical mirror that we are going to start is concave mirror. Okay, so we will see how images are formed in case of concave mirror, like what is the size, nature of the image. Okay, so images formed by concave mirror depends on the position of the object in relation to the points P, that means pole, F, that means focus, and C, that is center of curvature. It means that in case of images that are formed by concave mirror, the images, what type of images that will be formed will depend upon the position of the object, where the object is kept in front of the mirror. Okay, the images formed is real for some position of the object. Sometimes in case of concave mirror we get real images. It is found virtual image for a certain other position, and in some case we also get virtual images from concave mirror. The image is either magnified, that is enlarged, reduced, or has the same size depending on the position of the object. That means where the object is kept in front of the mirror, the size of the image also depends on it. Like in some cases the images will be large, in some cases it will be very small, and in some cases it will be just as a size of the object. Okay, so here we are going to study the images that are formed by concave mirror using ray diagrams. We will try to understand how the images are formed in concave mirror by using ray diagrams. Okay, so the very first position where the object is kept is at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, the image is formed at the focus. Okay, the image is highly diminished, real, and inverted. Highly diminished, that means it will be a point size image. The size of the image will be of a point. Real, that means the images can be obtained on screen. And inverted, that means inverted, to you understand inverted. Okay, so in this diagram you can see when an object is kept at infinity, the rays that are coming from the object are coming parallel to the principal axis. And in the last class I told you that when rays coming parallel to the principal axis, after reflection is passes through the point. Okay, sorry, after reflection is passes through focus. So in the focus you can see two rays are meeting, and the point where two rays meet is where the image is formed. So here the two rays are meeting at F, that means that is your focus. That means the image will be formed at focus. Okay, clear? Next is the second position is when the object is beyond C. When the object is kept beyond C, the image is formed between C and F. C stands for center of curvature and F stands for focus. The image is diminished, that means it will be smaller in size, real, and inverted. Okay, in this diagram you can see the object which is shown with black colored arrow is kept beyond C. You can see beyond C, that means center of curvature. So after reflection the image is formed. The image which is shown by red colored arrow, you can see the image is the size of the image is reduced and the image is formed between center of curvature and focus. Also it is inverted as you can see from the picture. You can see the image is also inverted. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So remember that when an object is kept beyond C, that means your center of curvature, the image will be formed between C and F, that is center of curvature and focus. Okay, moving on to the next one. When the object is at C, that means when the object is kept at center of curvature, the image is formed at center of curvature. At the same point the image will be formed. Okay, the image is same size as the object, real and inverted. Here you can see the object is kept at center of curvature and the image is also formed at center of curvature. The image is shown by red color arrow. Okay, and it is inverted. Okay, clear? Next, when the object is kept between C and F, that means here in this case the object is kept between center of curvature and focus, the image is formed beyond C. Okay, the image is enlarged, real and inverted. In this diagram you can see the object is kept, the black colored arrow AB is kept between C and F, and the image which is A dash and B dash shown by red colored arrow is formed beyond C. Okay, and it is enlarged also. You can see the size of the image. If you compare the size of the object and the size of the image, you can see the size of the image is larger, more than that of your object. Okay, clear? Next one, when the object is at F, that is focus, the image is formed at infinity. The image is highly enlarged, real and inverted. So let's see what happens when an object is kept at focus. So when an object is kept at focus, the image that is formed will be very far from the mirror, somewhere near infinity, somewhere in infinity, and that image will be highly enlarged, real and it will be inverted. Okay, and the next one is when the object is between F and P. F and P, that means focus and pole, the image is formed behind the mirror. Okay, the image is enlarged, virtual and erect. So out of all the positions that we have studied, in each of the earlier the position that I have mentioned, in all those positions the images that were formed were real, but only in this case, that means when the object is kept between F and P, the image is virtual. Only in this case of concave mirror you will get virtual image. Okay, so here you can see the object denoted by the black arrow is kept between F and pole. F, that means focus and pole, and in this case the image is formed behind the mirror and it is virtual and enlarged at the same time. Okay, clear? Okay, so here I have tabulated all the position, object position and the image position, the size of the image and the nature of the image. So I told you that when the object is kept at infinity, the image is formed at focus and the size of the image is point size. That means it was very small, right? And the nature of the image was real. When the object was kept at beyond C, the image was formed between F and C. The size of the image was small and it was real and inverted. When the object is kept at C, the image position is also at C. The size of the image is same as that of object and it is also real and inverted. In the next one we can see when the object is kept between C and F. C, that is the center of curvature and focus, the image is formed beyond C. Here it should be beyond, not behind, beyond C. The size of the image was enlarged and the nature is also real and inverted. When the object was kept at focus, the image was formed at infinity. The size of the image was highly enlarged and the nature of the image was also real and inverted. And when the object was kept between F and P, the image was formed behind mirror, the size of the image was enlarged, and it was real and erect. Okay, so in all those position we are getting real in images, but only at position that is between F and P we get virtual image. Okay, please remember that, it's a very important point. Okay, next, image formed by convex mirror. Now we are going to see how images are formed in case of convex mirror. Okay, so two position of the image of the object for studying image formation by convex mirror is considered. In case of convex mirrors, we are going to consider only two position. What are those two position is? The first one is when the object is at infinity, and the second position is when the object is at a finite distance from the mirror. Okay, so these are the two positions where the object is kept, and how the image is formed there in case of convex mirror we will study now. Okay, so here also using ray diagrams we will try to understand how the images are formed. Okay, the first one is when the object is at infinity, the image is formed at F behind the mirror. Here also when the object is kept at infinity, the image is formed at focus but behind the mirror. Okay, the image is highly diminished, virtual and erect. So in this diagram you can see that the object here is kept at infinity and the image is formed at F, that is in the right hand side you can see that the image is formed and it is of point size, right? Clear? Okay, next one, when the object is between infinity and pole, when the object is kept somewhere between infinity and pole, the image is formed behind the mirror, the image is diminished, virtual and erect. Okay, so here as you can see in the left hand side the object is kept and the image is formed the right hand side, which is denoted by a red colored arrow, and you can also see the size of the image is diminished, it's smaller than that of object, and it is virtual and erect. Okay, clear? Now in this table I have summarized whatever we have studied about the position of object and the position of image in case of convex mirror. So when the object was kept at infinity, the image position was at focus, highly diminished, point size, virtual and erect, and between infinity and pole the image position was between pole and focus, diminished and virtual and erect. So in case of convex mirrors it can be seen that, or it can be concluded that we are always getting virtual and erect image in case of convex mirror, whereas in case of concave mirror we get real and inverted most of the time, and but there is only one position where we get virtual and erect image, that is when the object is kept between focus and pole. Okay, next, uses of spherical mirrors. What are the uses of these mirrors that we have studied now? First, let us discuss about concave mirror. So, concave mirrors are used in torches, searchlights and headlights of vehicles to get parallel beam of light. They are used as shaving mirrors to see larger image of the face. They are used by dentists. These concave mirrors are also used by dentists to see larger image of teeth. And large concave mirrors are used to concentrate sunlight to produce heat in solar furnaces. So these are some of the uses of concave mirror. Now let us try to understand or let us learn about the uses of convex mirror. So convex mirrors are basically used as rear view mirror in vehicles. They give erect, diminished image of objects. They also have a wider field of view than plane mirrors. So for this reason that it is always giving us erect image, these convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors in vehicles. Also they have a wider field of view. So for these two reasons the convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors in vehicles. You can see this is the rear view mirror of vehicles. Okay, clear? Next one is new Cartesian sign convention for spherical mirrors. Now we are going to learn about sign convention of spherical mirrors. Why do we need the sign convention and all? I will explain a bit later. Okay, so the object is always placed on the left of the mirror and the light from the object falls from left to the right. That means whenever we are going to draw the ray diagrams, okay, always the object is kept to the left of the mirror. That means wherever you are drawing that mirror, on the left hand side of the mirror you are going to draw the this object, and the light rays is always coming from left to right. If you have noticed in the earlier diagrams I have shown you. Okay, the second point says that all distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from pole. So the pole of the mirror, from the pole of the mirror all distances are measured. The next point says that all distances measured to the right of the pole are taken as positive. The distances that are measured from to the right of the pole are positive, and all distances measured to the left of the pole are taken as negative, whereas the distances that are measured to the left of the pole are negative. Okay, the next one is the height measured upwards perpendicular to the principal axis is taken as positive. So if the height is measured upwards, in upward direction, it is taken as positive, and the height measured downwards perpendicular to the principal axis is taken as negative. So the height that is measured in the downward direction to that of your principal axis is taken as negative. Okay, so in this diagram, I hope it is clear. So here we have drawn the, sorry, just a second. Okay, so here as you can see, the height upwards is taken as positive, okay, and the height downward is taken as negative, and whatever that is in the right hand side of pole, which is denoted by P here in the diagram, is taken as positive, and whatever there is taken to the left hand side of P is taken as negative. AB is the object which is kept on the left hand side of the mirror. Okay, so there the points that you need to remember is the object is always kept to the left hand side, and the distance that are measured from the left hand side of pole is negative, and the distance that are measured to the right hand side of pole is positive. The distance that is measured upward in the upward direction of your principal axis is positive, and in the downward direction it is negative. Also, the direction of incident light is from left to right. Okay, clear. Now next is your mirror formula for spherical mirrors. So this sign convention is needed for this mirror formula only. Okay, so what is your mirror formula? The mirror formula for spherical mirror is the relationship between the object distance, image distance, and the focal length. The relationship which tells us about the relationship between this object distance, image distance, and the focal length is your mirror formula. The mirror formula is expressed as 1 by V. V stands for image distance, plus 1 by U. U stands for object distance, is equal to 1 by F. That is your focal length. Okay. Now next is magnification for spherical mirror. Okay. Magnifications for spherical mirror is the ratio of height of the image to the height of the object. So when the ratio of height of the image and height of the object is taken, then we get your magnification. Okay, or M equals to H dash by H. Here H dash stands for height of image and H stands for height of object. Okay, the magnification is also related to the object distance and the image distance. There is also a relationship between object distance and image distance with magnification, which is M equals to minus V by U. Okay, V is your image distance and U is your object distance. Okay, there is an important point here you should remember. A negative sign in the value of magnification indicates the image is real, while a positive sign in the value of magnification indicates the image is virtual. That means whenever we find out the magnification of an object, okay, magnification of a like image, fine, if it is positive, then it is virtual, and if the magnification is negative, then it is real image. Okay, so by just by the sign of magnification can tell us whether the object is real or virtual image. Okay, now let us try to understand the mirror formula. Let us try to solve some mirror formula. Let us try to solve some problems related to mirror formula. Okay, clear? So here is a question. This question is from your exercise of from your textbook. So here let's see what does this problem say. Says an object of height 5 cm in length is placed at a distance of 20 cm in front of a convex mirror of radius of curvature 30 cm. Find the position of the image, its nature and size. That means, let's see what it is saying. Here it is saying that an object of height 5 cm, the height of the object is 5. It is placed at a distance of 20 cm in front of a convex mirror. A convex mirror is there. An object of height 5 cm is placed in front of it, which is 20 cm in front of it. Okay, and the radius of curvature of the mirror is 30 cm. We need to find the image position, that is your image distance, nature and size. Okay, so let us solve how it is done. So at first we will write whatever is given to us. So the height of the object is 5 cm. So since the object is kept in the upward direction of your principal axis, that is why the height of the object is taken as positive. Next is your object distance, which is u. Since object is kept to the left hand side of pole, and all the distances that are measured to the left hand side of pole are negative, that is why your object distance is minus 20. Radius of curvature is 30. And in the last class I told you there is a relationship between radius of curvature and focal length, that is f equals to r by 2. And in case of convex mirror, the focus is in the right hand side of pole, and all the distances that are measured in the right hand side of pole are positive, that is why focal length is here is positive, which is 15 cm. We need to find the image distance and the height of the image. So we know that the mirror formula says 1 by v plus 1 by u equals to 1 by f. So we will put the values and we will try to solve it. Okay, so we have put it to be, so since we don't have, so we will write v as such. The object distance was minus 20, so we have written minus 20 equals to 1 by f, that is 1 by 15. So here, after just simplification, we can see in the next one we have changed the direction, like side of minus 1 by 20. So when it has gone from left hand side to right hand side, it is 1 by 15 plus 1 by 20. Now we will take the LCM. The LCM of 15 and 20 is 60, and upon this addition we get 4 plus 3, so 1 by v equals to 7 by 60. Now whatever we are getting, it is 1 by v. We need v, image distance. So for image distance we will do the reciprocal of it, which is 60 by 7 centimeter, and 60 by 7 centimeter, that means it is 8.57 centimeter. That means the image distance, the image will be from 8.57 centimeter behind the mirror. Here the value is positive. Okay, and the positive value of v, that is your image distance, indicate the image is formed behind the mirror. Okay, clear? So the image will be formed 8.5 centimeter behind the mirror. Now magnification, we need to find the magnification. Why do we need to find the magnification? Is because we need it to find out the height and the nature of the image. Okay, so for magnification we know that the formula is m equals to minus b by u. So on putting the values, 8.57 divided by minus 20, this minus and minus will get cancelled, and we will get we are getting the value of 0.428. okay, this positive value, remember I told you the positive value of m indicates the image is virtual. Okay, so the nature of the image is virtual. Now m equals to h dash by h. Okay, now and so we can say that h dash can be written as m into h, and the value of m is 0.428 into 5. Okay, so after multiplying it, we are getting h equals to 2.14 centimeter. That means the height of the image is 2.14 centimeter. Also, the nature, it can be said that the image is virtual, erect, and smaller in size. The object size was 5 centimeter and the image size that we are getting is 2.14 centimeter. So it can be said that the object is smaller in size. So this is how you have to solve the numericals, and these numericals are asked in your examination. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you.